back on Leave It in the Ring, I believe we have the legend, Mr. Smokin Joe Frazier. And I appreciate you taking the time. Happy New Year. I hope you had a great Christmas and a great New Year.
The Lord's been good to me, man. I like to say happy, merry, and let's say gobble, gobble to all the fine people in the world, you know, because otherwise the Lord's been good to me. Look like I might make another 67. Ooh.
Oh, man.
66.
How does it feel? How does it feel that, I mean, I couldn't even gather enough, to be so big in the boxing history. How does that feel? I mean, do you wake up still and sit back and go, wow, I'm a major big part of boxing history?
Well, it's always great, man, to see you be number one of, let's say, when you represent the whole entire world, like America, you know what I mean? It's our great country, and let's say you and I, could represent that country, man. It's a great feeling to know that, you're part of everybody in the whole world, America. Let's say make you great to improve the whole world, be a part of the whole world. It's a great feeling.
Absolutely, the whole Ali and you guys are obviously a package when spoken about your guys' great trilogy, or spoken about your career, or when people talk about Ali's career, those three particular fights have always been brought together. It's a package. I've seen you numerous times on Howard Stern. I've heard, people give you a million questions, and it always seems to recycle off of those three fights. I want to kind of go in a different direction with you. I want to talk about what fighter out there during your whole career of the fight game, who is one of the toughest guys where you hit this guy with some of your best shots, and literally after the fight your hands hurt from putting your hands on this particular opponent?
Well, I would say number one, I've faced all the great guys.
Right.
Guys like Machen, he was a great guy. He's out there in California. Let's say a guy like who really didn't really make it big, but he was a great guy, George Scrap Iron Johnson. George Scrap Iron was a good fighter. He came with me to work with me and get me in shape. Guys like those guys who have been around, Machen, Doug Jones, right on down the line, they were great guys, man, and I didn't feel no greater than them, because they the one that helped me get together and get my job done when there was time to fight.
Right.
And so you also have to give thanks to these guys. I mean, a lot of the guys don't mention their name, but I mention all these guys' names. I think about these guys, so where would I be if it wasn't them to help me to get right? I mean, I couldn't fight middleweight. I couldn't work with featherweight. I didn't work with bantamweight. I did try maybe in the olden days, like when I began the amateur, I had to work with guys like Gypsy, Massey, Leo Otis. These guys were light, heavy, and middleweights and stuff. But my trainer done this to me because I had to work with these guys. But he tied my left hand around my neck so I wouldn't be able to throw it, you know what I mean? So these guys are all a part of me to be who I am. I love that.
Like I said, you've been around for a long time, and you're a legend for this sport. A man that's really given us some of the best times in the era of when heavyweight boxing was at its best. Does it surprise you a little bit in how things have changed in the heavyweight division right now?
Hey man, but you forget this. Hey, ain't no sense in going home. You only got your girl and go. You take my mind. You take my mind and devour my brain. Keep a love of a man insane. I'm really good, and what a good. Gracious goodness, great balls of fire. Ooh.
Hey, Joe, you need the knockouts to back you up now.
Yeah,
you need the knockout to back you up, Joe.
Get the knockout.
Oh, man, the guys are all, like, scattered around, but I got a group of guys who I grew up with in the South, the Pazant brothers. These guys are great guys, man. They still move around. I call them sometime, you know. I've been laying in the bed, you know, and I lay some sound. From my dream. Oh, very So I get a chance, man. I call them. Let's try it. This one's said, let's see. You take my mind and around my brain. That's another one.
There you go. You have a man in faith. Right? You have a man in faith.
Yeah. I'll tell you. That was Elvis, right? That was Elvis, right?
You know, I don't remember. I mean, I think so many people redid those songs, it's kind of hard to even remember.
It was Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis. Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis, yeah.
It was. You're right. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis, man. Those guys, man, back in them days with music. The rap song I heard a while ago ain't too bad.
It ain't too bad.
Playing, and the one I was listening to was pretty nice, you know. Hey, but it's not too filthy, nasty, dirty, you know. I mean, I could dance by it, but sometimes, you know, Mama going up the stairs and Daddy look up the side. Crazy stuff, man. I can't handle it. But that's the thing. Let it have fun.
Hey, Joe, it's an honor to talk to you. Hey, I wanted to ask you something, man. You know, a lot of people say a lot of people say you fought most of your career, man, with you was blind in one of your eyes, man, like pretty much. Is that true?
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Listen, like, I got two set of lenses now. Well, see, when you're making that love, you know, you can do a little classified thing, a little duck and dodge, and everybody don't have to know. But if I let the world know, then I could never fight. So therefore, right. I did a lot of private stuff, and me and Doctor get along, like let's say cats and dogs. They're good guys, man, and you know, once that dog raised in the house with that cat, they can get along together. And me and Doctor got along together like fine people, man. And if it wasn't for these guys, I would never been champion.
Hey, when Ali left the sport, you boycotted the WBA tournament back in the day. Tell me why you did that.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Well, the reason why, because number one, I was already number one when he came back. You know what I mean? And when I did give him a little test, matter of fact, I'm the guy that went to President Nixon to ask him to give him his license so I can beat him up. So, I done my job. I did my job as let's say, as a person. I mean, to show him how much I care and I want to help him. And I wasn't scared of the whole situation. I went there and asked President Nixon. I said, President, he took me, let's say, to the White House, and I said, well, Smoke, said, what can I do for you? I say, Mr. President, I would like for you to give Muhammad his license, and so I can beat him up. He said, well, Frazier, you sure you got him? I said, I got it in my back pocket. Just give him a license, I got it. Just gave him a license, I got it. So that was something what I asked him to do, and my one was an answer.
You fought during an era where there was a lot of very good heavyweights, but there was a few you didn't fight. Is there anybody you regret not fighting? You never did fight guys like Ernie Shavers and Ron Lyle. Did you regret not fighting those guys?
Well, those guys are maybe a day or two behind me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were like a day or two behind me. I think I was going out of it by the time they come along. You know what I mean? But I don't think it would been last too long. The guy who was really there, let's say that put me through the test, were guys like Scrap Iron Johnson, guys like Eddie Mason. Those guys put me right through the test. It wasn't like, walking in and taking over. You know what I mean? Let's say Bonaventure with another guy. He had me down, one more down, then the fight was over. But
what about you fought didn't you fight Oscar Bonavena too?
Yeah, 2 times. I mean, he had me down in my hometown, and I got up and dusted my pants off. One more knocked down, I was in trouble. So I said, well, I'm going to do someplace and beat him up. So I asked for New York. New York gave him to me again. So I took him out every round. So therefore, it's the thing that these guys, man, like, were great guys, you know. I didn't shun nobody, you know what I mean? I just want to say, who wants to fight me? I want to fight him. But therefore,
did you take Bob Foster serious when he came up to challenge you?
Yeah, he was. He had to be serious. I mean, but what he thought I was maybe a light heavy. I didn't grow up to a heavyweight. I went straight from mama's body to a heavyweight. Yeah, I didn't come out of mama as no little boy. I came out as a big boy. So that way, I was a heavyweight from Jump Street. You understand?
Right.
And then you guys like Bob Foster, Mason, these guys were light heavy. And Muhammad. Muhammad was a middleweight. But he won the gold medal as, let's say, a light heavy. But see, when I came out of mama, I was a heavyweight from get-go.
What about Jimmy Ellis? Would you consider him a true heavy?
No, Jimmy was doggone middleweight. Jimmy Ellis was a middleweight. And then he pumped himself up, and then he climbed in everything. That was a mistake. You see what I mean? Because otherwise, I was a big boy from get-go. So therefore, things he hit me with, I shook him off. But things I hit him with, he couldn't shook it, because I was a heavyweight. See, from
the heavyweights today, they're really big. How do you think the heavyweights from your era would do in today's sport? Against some of these super big heavyweights.
I wanna be up to date, but if I wanna make a mistake, I don't really know who's fighting today. Right. Because I don't really know who's fighting today. Because the guys are just so crazy, so wild. They're kicking a man when they jump down, fall on the floor. That's not nice. I mean, once you knock a man down, you go to a neutral corner and give him an account. But today, you knock a man down, they jump on him, beat him up. I saw a guy knock a guy down in today's boxing, and I thought they were having sex, you know?
What do you think about the state of the game today?
I don't think, because I saw the guy knock the guy down. You're supposed to go to the neutral corner and give a guy a standing count. This guy jumped on him and started beating him up. I thought they was making love with each other, you know? I said, what are you doing? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's the time when you and I were here, there, and doing the thing to see what's going on. Fighting was fighting. But today, I don't know what they're doing. So you know what I do? I said, ain't no sense in going home. And gone. So you see,
you got so many kids, Joe. You got to have boys there. That's why you got so many kids, Joe. You got to have boys there singing.
I got one boy. You shake my mind and dissolve my brain. You want the Lord type of man to sing. Yeah. I found my thrill on